Good evening from West Cork. It's a lovely day. We're actually getting a little bit of the heat wave now. We got blue skies. It's hot. It was a dead heat last night. It was hard to sleep. On Saturday night we were up until about 1 a.m. Last night we finished up at about 8. It was dark when we finished. Not too unhappy with our progress, truth be told. We are not sure whether it's good enough as a finish, or like we're going to grind it down a little bit. We're not sure whether we can use this or we'll have to put a micro cement layer on top. This is a pretty good solid surface concrete. We started to run out a little bit of the concrete, so yesterday when we were walking on this, or when we were working on this, we started to add a little bit of brown sand, so it gives a slightly different color. This would be more, it will be a pale gray. It's looking dark gray now, but there's a lot of moisture content. It will go pale gray, and then this will go just slightly brown tint to it. We have a little bit of dog prints going through. I might just correct them, or I have a tiny little notion that it could be cool to fill them in with a white epoxy or something. So I'll think about that. But really, the big issue is here, where he jumped last night. So when she jumped in, I don't know, can you see it? She actually pushed up the kind of finish on all the sides, so that will definitely need to be ground down. But generally, we are very happy to be finished all the floors on our new build. Now, I just need to frame down there, which I will do as soon as I complete this frame. So the only thing I have left to do is to just work here. This is a little bit tricky because it comes down at an angle and also curves inwards. So it's like kind of a spiral shape. So I think I'm going to do that now. Once this is done, then we're going to be able to put the ceiling joists up. But before they go up, Claire just wants to finish off one little bit of kind of pointing down there. In fact, it's probably a better side. There's a little bit just on the corner. We are going to just seal that up. Doesn't have to be done now, but we want to get that done so we can power hose the wall and probably knock off that bit of cement. We want to power hose the wall lightly because we don't want to damage it too much. And we want to give it a coat of whitewash before we actually put the ceiling on. So I can get the back framed, but I can't get the ceiling joists on until this has been power washed and whitewashed. Also, I suppose, whilst that's been filled in, we're going to try and fill in this window. Ideally, I wanted to keep the window, but I just can't see how. It has two really big stones on either side, and unless I drill into the stones, which I suppose I might do, it's going to be difficult to put a finish on that. I might just fill up the whole thing. But I really wanted to pull it out and explore it, so you can see here, for some reason there's a bit of a belt screwed on there, top and bottom. And I just wonder if there's anything else. It'd be crazy if there was like gold hidden in there. And in our rush, we filled it in for another 100 years for the next person to buy this house and do it properly. We do DIY, do it yourself. We don't do DIP, do it properly. That's for someone else. Maybe someone professional. So once Claire has that finished, whoa, fuck. She's going to do the same thing here and just seal up the holes at the gable, take off our gable forms, fill in the window and fill in around the flue. We'll give this a power wash as well, but it doesn't really need it because I believe this was done every 2 or 3 years. Anyway, the other gable has never been whitewashed as far as I can tell. Both of them are done. I can throw on the roof trusses. So My plan is to do that spiral corner. I'll probably get that done tonight. If I have any more time, I'm going to start to frame out the rest of this place, because the window guy has our windows, as far as I'm aware. They'll be going in kind of shortly. It'll be really nice to get the roof done. Get that big chunk of arch put up on the side of the house. What a lovely day. Okay. Time lapse. So, really cool tip is that if you've got strange angles, it can be quite difficult to get the correct height. Now, can you see that there? Probably not. What you do is, if you run a string line from one point to the other, and then at your set distances, you just tap your piece of wood against it. Now, can you see it there? We've 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 marks. So I'm going to cut 5 pieces of wood to that size, and hopefully it'll be close enough to a line that I can get a top plate on. So let's go down to cut. just about to secure the very first top plate, and I realized I should check the levels, the vertical levels really, to see if they're plumb. And it's so long ago since I did this part of the build, it's just gone a little bit back, so I gotta straighten up this to get the true level here. So, a couple of steps back. got a bit too dark for outside, so we're doing a few indoor jobs. One of them is just sealing up this. Can't really see me, a bit dark, seemingly. Yeah, my perfect slope is gone, and I have the cutout for double doors going out the bedroom. This was a disaster of a project. I lost things and broke things. I drew blood from my head when I walked into my upside down nail gun. So what I plan to do here is I'm going to put a long bird's snout into this rafter, but I'm actually going to treble up the rafter and just make a really big lintel here. So there won't be any loss of strength. There's actually going to be an increase in strength. The nice thing about that is it's going to appear like the door is right up into the roof, so that's going to look pretty cool. Yes, today hasn't been going great either on the back. That's how I hit my head. Because what happened here is I forgot to put a bag of cement, it seems, in one of the mixes on the floor. Because it's just not working, is it, Claire? Hmm? It's just not setting.
No.
How can we see that? Anyway, it's all been scraped out. I'm just gonna nail in my lintel and then I'll grab the cement for you.
When you grab it, would you bring up the extension lead that's with it, and we'll just pop a light here just so I can really be careful filling it again.
Yeah, we'll do. Just finished work, no new updates, same old ding dong. I'm gonna continue with the double doors. Claire dug out a load of concrete. That nothing new to report, except we change of clothes, still rocking the shorts. I'm gonna continue trying to fix a mistake I made on the double doors in the bedroom. I fixed it, but that also was a mistake, so I took it apart and I fixed it again, which also was out by 10 centimeters, so I took it apart. I'm doing it again. Lots of mistakes. Claire went with the plaster last night to continue plastering the inside of our house and the upstairs. We just, where we took the chimney down, we want to just plaster that back up, because the pointing on the concrete blocks is not the best. It's a bit crumbly, so we just want to reinforce it a little bit with plaster. However, we realized that there was a batch of concrete that I did at the weekend which hadn't set. it was very clear in how we were working it. And I did 5 tons of concrete making the floors here, and it was just 1/2 bag of cement. I obviously didn't add to the lime and the 14 shovels of sand. So we filled it in last night, and we're trying to do something interesting with it by adding some white limestone sand. We see how that works out. That's not a mistake that I'm correcting. So now, as we have the roof on, we're accelerating a little bit. We're making I'm making a lot of mistakes. So I guess the thing is to concentrate a little bit more. We just feel the urgency because we're both working, and I would be a little bit more organized and relaxed if I wasn't working. I don't even have my tools organized. Everything's all over the place. So I'm not sure how I'm gonna handle this, but I'm just gonna have to stop making mistakes, and hopefully my corrections will last. Let's time lapse this. So in order to fix this, I have a slope going the whole way down, and I have a 90-degree angle coming up there from the double doors. I was going to put in cut a bird's mite out of the rafter set, but I just realized I'm putting a double top plate on top just to tie all the corners together. So I got to do kind of a furring line. I don't know how much of this furring line to do, but I'll see if I can do it with the circular saw. If I can't, I might just leave it. And the other thing to do is to make like, I don't know what they're called, a series of like vertical noggins at different heights just to take the rafter. It's not going to give any structural integrity. The rafter acting as lintel will give the structural integrity, but it's just going to stop a little bit of flex or movement. But I'll be interested to see if I can do this on a circular saw. Be nice to figure out how. So let's go down to the workshop. Alright, let's do a few test cuts first. Had a disaster with the workshop. I'd say about half of everything is wet. There was this little gully that was put in. You can see it's kind of a large waste pipe, and all the water from the roof comes down into it. With our torrential rain, it overflowed. It was probably full of leaves. Pretty much everything, including my tools, got all wrecked. Actually, I'm just looking. You can see that radiator got a bit wrecked as well. I gotta move the workshop. I'm not sure where I'm gonna move it to, but I don't have time to do it, so everything is just going to have to wait until I get a little bit further with the build progress. One of the biggest drawbacks about this Parkside table saw is the fact that it really is very light. So when you try to cut something heavy, it kind of leans over as you push the heavy item through it. So I have to put all my diving weight. I was using the Kangol hammer, but the diving weight seems to do the job okay. This is still at 3 degrees from the slopes. I'm gonna have to do the same thing, about 3 degrees also here for the kitchen space, but at the moment that is not needed, so I'll pop it back to 0. Okay. 0. When I was doing the beam for the central support in the bedroom, I had to take the safety stuff off because it was just too big. Right, so if I take, of course, I don't have my tools to transcribe this angle. When I finished the roofing job, I was given a roofing framing tool, so I'm gonna use this to transcribe the angle and see what we got. What's nice about working on a house like this, if you're that way inclined, is there's lots of little challenges that you can take on, and kind of interesting to figure out how these things work. So if I get the base of it here, go that way, and up the base of it. Okay. Right, that's not even. Jesus. That is not even 1 degree. That's incredible. Look at that. Alright, the angle is just too small. Or I'm doing this completely wrong, which is the first time really. A half degree is there even the point in doing this? Half degree. Okay. Let's go. Scrap piece of wood. Very nice. Very nice. High five. Then again, how do you do an angle on this? Let me just put the angle on here first. So this looks like angles, but oh dearie me. Okay, this is all new to me. I don't know how to use these machines. I probably should YouTube it, but I'm just gonna wing it. I think this might get me the angle I want. I have it transcribed here. It's less than, I mean, it seems to be less than 1 degree. It's very, very fine here. Like that. There it goes. Hopefully it works. Okay, why do I have no power? Power, power, power. Come on. Come on. Okay, okay. We got red, we got white. Just the red. Almost red. Oh, everything is falling. What the heck? Right. Let's see what happens here. That's not working. This will only go straight. That's so weird. Because the saw is straight. You can't get bigger at the end. Back. Oh, I don't think I'm going to give this that much thought. I am going to just, yeah, I'm not going to do the furring now. I'll come back to it later. I'll do some research tonight. If it is possible, I'll do it. If it's not possible, I won't. That is what we were looking for. Not quite. How would we do this? Not quite a furring strip, but this is something that the rafter can just be a little bit supported here as it approaches this point. That's the idea anyway. I can leave that there until I'm putting up the rafter. So that's double top plate there, a double top plate there. You got to do a bird's mouth here. I'm going to continue with a double top plate there, and then tackle the double top plate at the curve at the back. Let me measure. Okay, coming along nicely. I'm just about to hit the circular part. Basically, the double top plate just secures different sections of frame, so you don't want a double top plate to join here. So what I'll probably do is I'll aim for the middle, which means it'll line up with the first one. With the second one, it's gonna deviate that side, so I'll line it up in the middle. I'll cut off the back, and that should fit perfectly in the front. I can show you what I mean here actually. So this piece of wood actually came forward like that, and I cut off the front of it, and it just lined up perfectly at the back. So in order to do double top plate here, I reckon that is the approach that should be used. Okay, so I just put on this piece. Started normal here, came down to the beginning of the bend, and you see it curves out. If I cut this angle, that'll make a perfect triangle, which should in theory fit right there. I am going to do all of these first and then cut them together. Might just be a bit quicker. Yeah, so nail them all and cut them up. Joys of it. So happy with that. They all seem to cut. They all seem to fit. Show you what I mean. I should have taken this off the tripod. Back cut fits perfectly. Back cut fits perfectly. Small back cut, perfect. Didn't do these two. Back cut there fits perfectly. I need to finish this back cut. It's currently attached to the rafter template. So I'm going to nail these in. Then all the double top plates are done along all this bedroom. All the framing's done. It's just going to get the rafters. The rafters are 8x2, so we're going to get maximum insulation in these, but they're also like 8 meters long. I don't think I can lift them myself. Strong as I like to think I am, I think that's just beyond me. So I reckon I will have to try and book some of Clare's time. She's just made a batch of plaster. I hear her coming in the lawnmower, or the tractor and trailer. So I let her finish off her plastering, and I want to cut templates for these, for the rafters. Maybe I'll cut the template first and move them all up. I'll move my saw down below. Take you down there.